6 months. I've been gone from this YouTube channel for 6 months. And you know what? I think it's a good time to come back. But not without a fresh coat of paint. Hang on a second. There we go. I got myself a brand new look. It was about time I needed one. Anyway, let's get back to the point. Well, 2018 is coming down to a close, which means I have to recap the animated movies from this year, and I can easily say this is such an improvement from last year. 2017 was a massive disappointment, and although we did get 4 good animated movies, most of them ranged from being decent to really awful. That was fortunately not the case for 2018. Most of the animated movies I saw this year were great, and I'm going to talk about my 5 personal favorite animated movies from this year. And keep in mind, this is all objective. If you don't like any of the animated movies that's on my list, that's fine. Everybody is different when it comes to movies. Anyway, let's get to the point. These are my top 5 best animated movies of 2018. Let's begin. Number 5. Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Who would have thought that a movie based off Teen Titans Go would end up being one of the best animated movies of the year? I surely didn't. In fact, I was ready to hate this movie. I have pretty mixed feelings when it comes to the TV show in general, and the trailers for this movie really didn't do a lot to impress me. But believe me when I say I was really laughing hard while watching this movie. It knew exactly what it wanted to be. Silly and stupid, but still a lot of fun. The story was incredibly silly but still hilarious, leading to one of the funniest animated movie scenes of the year. The animation was bright and colorful and very fun to look at, and I really got attached to the characters, especially the Teen Titans. I think this movie is up there with Lego Batman and Captain Underpants in terms of silly animated superhero movies. If I did have a problem with this movie though, I will say that Slade's plan to take over the world is too similar to another animated movie that came out this year, which I'll get to in a bit. But honestly, that was probably just coincidence. Still though, Teen Titans Go to the Movies was really a complete surprise in the best way possible, and easily one of the funniest animated movies I have seen all year. Number 4. Ralph Breaks the Internet. The latest sequel to come out from Walt Disney Animation Studios, Ralph Breaks the Internet was the long-awaited sequel to Wreck-It Ralph, my favorite animated movie from 2012. And while it is up for debate whether or not it is good as its predecessor, I can easily say this movie was still a lot of fun and a pretty good sequel nonetheless. I really was in love over the vast amounts of creativity that went into making the world of the internet in this film. It shows what happened when a similar idea goes through a filmmaker-driven studio rather than being driven by executives. But to get back to the point, this movie really does pack a lot of heart as well as some funny moments to make this a really enjoyable ride. The filmmakers building upon Ralph and Vanellope's relationship was easily my favorite part of the film. In fact, the last scene of the movie almost made me cry. That's how much I felt for these characters. Also, I can't forget the Alan Menken song, A Place Called Slaughter Race. Seeing him return to the Disney roots was really a lot of fun, and I do love how the song actually does make fun of his previous work. With a fun story, great animation, as well as some heartwarming character moments, this really was one fun sequel. Number 3. Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. If there is an animation studio comeback that will be remembered for years to come, it will easily be the one of Sony Pictures Animation. I mean, talk about an amazing comeback. The year before, Sony Pictures Animation made their worst animated movie to date, The Emoji Movie. It was boring, unfunny, pretty uncreative, and easily a product of executive handling. 1 year later, they went and made Spiderverse. It was funny, very beautiful to look at, insanely creative, and easily Sony Pictures Animation's best movie to date. This film is proof that executives really need to stay away from animated movies and just let the creators work on their own products. And man, this film really was everything I wanted it to be and more. The story, which focuses on the growth of Miles Morales as a character, was everything a Spider-Man movie should be, and the animation in the film was really breathtaking. Seeing traditional animation and computer animation combined this well together proved to me that this format can work very well in the feature film. It made me want more of it. Also, this film really did have some funny characters. I think Spider-Ham was my favorite of the bunch. Even though I don't know if the movie is entirely perfect, I can still say this really was a mind-blowing animated movie, and easily a film that I definitely want to see more of. Number 2. Isle of Dogs. After a 9-year hiatus, Wes Anderson made his glorious return to stop-motion animation this year, and it definitely was a wait that paid off. This film had one of the most creative and unique stories that I have seen this year, and it really did lead to some funny and charming moments. Not to mention that the stop-motion animation in this movie was really amazing. The sushi scene in particular took a year to make, and the attention to detail to it was flawless. But the best part about the film was easily the characters, which comes down to a great all-star cast. I mean, this film really does have some fantastic actors behind it. Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Bob Balaban, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum. This was really one fantastic cast, and it easily led to one fantastic animated movie. But now it figures we get to the best, my personal favorite of the year, and the one animated movie that I loved from beginning to end. So, without further ado, here it is. My number 1 best animated movie of 2018 is Incredibles 2. Yeah, I know I could have picked another animated movie to put in my top spot, but I don't care. This was the animated movie that I was waiting for all year, and it totally lived up to my expectations. I loved Incredibles 2. It was so refreshing to see Brad Bird make another animated movie after an 11-year wait. And him making a sequel to what is probably his most famous movie to date was really a lot of fun. Seeing the Parr family back in action again after almost 14 years was something I have waited a very long time to see. And it definitely gave us some of the funniest jokes in an animated movie that I have seen all year. I was really laughing hard at the Jack moments and that scene in the diner. From the story to the animation to the funny characters, almost everything about the first movie was stepped up to the next level. Well, the villain could have been a little better, I will admit that. Then again, Syndrome was a pretty tough act to follow. But still, I liked the screenslaver fine enough. I thought they were a legitimate threat to the movie. Though with the exception of that, I can easily say this was the animated movie that was well worth the wait since 2004. Incredibles 2, my personal favorite animated movie of 2018. And that's it for the best animated movies of 2018. Join me in next time as I tackle the worst animated movies of the year. Help me. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I want to give a huge special thank you and shout out to my great friend Nick the Irkin artist. He was the one that made the fantastic new character poses that you saw in the video, and I couldn't have done it without him, so I really hope you check out his fantastic new artwork. It's on Instagram and Twitter if you're curious. I'll leave links in the description if you want those. If you want my full best to worst animated movie list, which includes films like The Grinch or Early Man or Hotel Transylvania 3, there's a link in the description. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about the worst animated movies of 2018 very soon, so be prepared for that. Until then, you guys are the best. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for making this an amazing year. Until then, this is the Animated Antic, and take care.